All right, let's unlock a little secret to making your French sound way more natural. We're talking about adverbs of frequency. Now, these are tiny little words, but trust me, they pack a huge punch. They add so much personality and are absolutely key to sounding less like you're reading from a textbook and more like you're actually, speaking French. So, think about it. How do you talk about your daily habits? If you're just starting out, you might say something simple like je travaille, I work, or je bois du café, I drink coffee. And that's fine. But what if you often work in the afternoon? Or what if you never drink coffee? That little difference? That's the gap between basic French and really natural conversational French. And today, we're going to close that gap. Okay, so first up, let's talk about describing your routine. This is where these adverbs really shine because they're the key to adding all that rich detail and accuracy to your sentences. It's what makes your French more descriptive and way more personal. For example, you could say, je regarde la TV. I watch TV. It's correct, sure, but it's a little flat, right? Now, what if we add just one word? Parfois. Je regarde parfois la TV. Suddenly, you're telling a much clearer story about your habits, see? This is how you start to add that nuance and really sound more like a local. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oh no, more grammar rules. But hang on, because here is the really good news. For most of these adverbs, there's one simple golden rule that's going to work pretty much every single time. And for beginners, this is a total game changer. And here it is. Ready? Subject plus verb plus adverb. Sujet, verbe, adverbe. That's it. Seriously, that is the simple formula that's going to be our foundation for almost everything we're about to cover. So let's lock it in. Let's actually see this rule in action. We've got our sentence. Je regarde parfois la TV. Je is our subject, right? Regarde is our verb. And where does our adverb, parfois, go? Right after the verb. See? It follows that golden rule perfectly. Subject, verb, adverb. Easy. All right, now that we have our golden rule down, let's start applying it to some of the most common adverbs of frequency you're going to use. We'll start at the top with the highest frequency and kind of work our way down a frequency ladder. So at the very, very top of our ladder, we've got toujours. This means always, 100% of the time. Je travaille toujours. I always work. See how it follows our rule? Subject je, verb travaille, adverb toujours. Simple as that. Coming down the ladder just a bit, we find souvent, which means often. And look, it fits our rule just perfectly. Je travaille, subject and verb, followed right away by our adverb, souvent. So, je travaille souvent l'après-midi just means I often work in the afternoon. Now for the middle ground. We've got parfois, which means sometimes, and de temps en temps, which is like from time to time. They mean pretty much the same thing. And you guessed it, they follow the exact same placement rule. Je fais parfois une pause. I sometimes take a break. Or, nous avons de temps en temps une réunion. We occasionally have a meeting. Okay, getting near the bottom of our ladder, we have rarement. Now this one's a bit of a gift, right? Because it sounds so much like its English meaning, rarely. So if you're trying to be healthy, you could say something like, je mange rarement du gâteau. I rarely eat cake. So you've mastered the golden rule, you're feeling pretty good, but you know there's always one exception, right? There's always one little rebel in the group, and that rebel is the adverb jamais, which means never. For jamais, the rule changes. You actually need two parts to make what I like to call a negative sandwich. You put ne before the verb and jamais after it, so they wrap around the verb like two pieces of bread. Check out the example. Je ne bois jamais de café. See how ne and jamais are hugging the verb bois? This is a must-know exception. And really, that's it. You now have the main tools you need to talk about your routine and sound way more authentic. So let's do a quick review of what we've learned and get you ready to practice. Here it is, your cheat sheet. This is a quick recap of all the adverbs we've covered, from toujours at the top of our frequency ladder all the way down to our little rebel, jamais, at the very bottom. Seriously, go ahead and screenshot this. It's super handy to have when you're practicing. Okay, your turn. Let's put this into practice right now. Using that golden rule we talked about, tell us something you souvent do. Drop it in the comments below. It's honestly the best way to make this new knowledge stick. Thanks for watching and happy practicing.